Hi guys, now we are going to see the break statement, continue statement and the go to statement. In this class we are going to see these three statements. See, first of all let us see about the break statement. See, this break statement, we can use this break statement in loop, not only loops, already we had seen the switch case statement. In the switch case statement we had used this break statement. See, what purpose we are using this break statement? It is used to break the loop and it come outside of the loop. So the controller will come outside of the loop. Say, suppose let us take a example. If you are creating a loop, the loop value is initialized from 1 to 100. Suppose in between middle, if you want to break the loop and come outside, in there we can use this break statement. See, for example, if you are creating a loop, we can use any loop. This break statement can be used in any loop, while loop or do while loop or in for loop. We can use it in any loop. See, for example, let us take one for loop. Here, if you are initializing the value from 1 to 100, that means when we are executing the program, at that time the value will be initialized from 1 to 100. Up to 1 to 100, the value for each and every time, if we are incrementing the value by 1, for each and every time after incrementing the value, it check the condition. After the condition is true, again it will be repeated again and again until the value is 100. So in between middle, if you want to break the loop and come outside, there we can use this break statement. See, for example, if I need to come outside of the loop at the value, that is the loop value, if it is 30, at that time if I need to come outside of the loop, then I can check this condition, that is if the value of I is equal to 30, at that time I can break the loop and come outside. So this break statement always or mostly it associate with the if conditional statement. Here, if the value is 30, I value is 30, if I need come outside of the loop, I want to break the loop, then I can use this break statement. By help of this if condition, we can check for each and every iteration. If the I value is 30, at the point of value I value is 30, if the condition is true, that is the value is 30, then automatically the break statement will terminate the loop and it will come outside of the loop. So here this break statement is used to terminate the loop. See, here in real time where we can use this break statement. Suppose if you are seeking a name in a name list, let us take a student records. If the 60 records were there, if I need to search a particular student name, see, let us take the array of value. Here in each and every index of array we can store some student name. If 60 students were there, then from array index from 1 to 60, for each and every index we can store some student names. See, if I am searching a particular name, if that name is in the third position, let us consider if the name is in third position, while seeking the name, while searching the name, after finding the location, that is the array position, third position, we no need to proceed because this name which we are searching is where? That is in the third location. Totally how many students? 60 students were there. That means after the third position, remaining 57 iteration we no need to proceed. So once we find the name, we should terminate that loop. So this kind of situation we can use the break statement. See, now let us see simple example. Here command line, here it is used to illustrate break statement. Here header file, I am declaring a variable integer I. Here this is very simple program, just we are going to create a loop, in between we are going to break that loop. Say I am using, let us take the for loop. Here I value is, I am initializing from 1 to I is lesser than or equal to, let us take 100. Next here I plus plus. See, mostly this break statement will be associated with if. Here I am using the condition, if I value is equal to 3. Here I am telling to break the loop. Otherwise here printf %d, here I am printing the I value. I am closing the for loop and get ch after closing the main loop. This one main, this is for, this is if condition. See here in the output, for each and every time, already we get seen initialize value, for each and every time we will check if the condition is true, it will come inside the body of the loop. Inside the body of the loop I am telling if the I value is 3, then use the break statement, otherwise if the break statement it won't use. Here at the very first value, here it will come and print the I value, that is I value is how much, 1. Next I value incremented, now I value is 2, again it will check I is not equal to 3, so it will print the I value, that is 2. Here let us use /n. /n means line by line it will print /n. Next it will increment the value. What is the value now? I is equal to 3. After printing 2, I value is 3. Here it check the condition. What is the value now? I is, if I is 3, I am telling to break the loop. So here the loop will be breaked and it will go to the next statement of the loop, that is after the loop. Here after the loop it will directly come outside and it will go, the loop is completed here, it will jump outside of the body of the loop. This is the body of the loop. Here once I is equal to 3, then it will jump and it will come here. If I is equal to true, then it will come here. So next after the 2, the value will not print. Suppose if you are not using this break statement, the value will be print from 1 up to the how much? The condition is up to the 100 times. So up to 100 values it will be printed. Here I am using break at the 3rd iteration. So it stops the iteration at when the value is 3. So here when the break statement encountered inside the loop, it immediately terminates the loop and come outside to the next statement of the loop. Here the next statement is here get ch. So it comes here. The program controller will comes here. Now let us see about the next statement, that is the continue statement. Here this continue statement also can be used in the loops. Here this continue statement, what purpose we are using this continue statement? See, when the continue statement is encountered inside the loop, at that time it skip the current iteration statements inside the body of the loop, then it takes the next iteration value and it will proceed from the next iteration value. The current iteration value will be omitted and it goes to the next iteration and it takes the value of next iteration value and it will come inside the loop. See, now let us see some example. Here this is used for illustrate the continue statement. Here same I am using the variable I. Here let us take for I is equal to 1, I is lesser than or equal to, let us take this 25. Next incrementing the I value. Here I am using the if condition. By using this if condition, I am checking whether I equal to 5. If I is equal to 5, then I am using this continue statement. Next close this if brace and here for next I am telling to print the I value, printf here /n percentage of d and after that here I print the I value. Here I am closing this for loop. After that get ch. Here this wide main brace I am closing here. See here I am using the continue statement. See, now while executing this program, here the output, when I is equal to 1, after checking the condition, it comes inside, I value is not equal to 5, so here it comes here, it will print the value of I. What is the value of I? Here very first one. After incrementing and checking the condition, come inside, here this condition also will be checked, after I will be printed. Now I value is 2. Next here increment the value I is equal to 3 and print. For each and every time the value will be incremented. Here in the if condition it will check whether the I value is 5. If it is 5, then it continue statement will be executed, otherwise it will come outside and will print the I value. Here for each and every time it will print up to the 4. Next, once the value is 5, here I am telling to continue. Now what is the after the 4, the current value will be incremented to 5 and check the condition 5 is lesser than 25. Here this if condition also true. Once it is true, I am telling to continue. So continue statement, it takes the next iteration value and it omits the current statement. Here once it is continue, it don't consider after this this body of the loop, after the continue, what are the statements were there, that statement and all it will not consider. Once the controller see the continue statement, immediately it will jump to the next iteration. So here what is the next iteration? Incremented next value is 6. Here it will check whether I is equal to 6. No, I is not equal to 6. So here it will come and print the value of I. Now what is the value of I? I is 6. Next, for each and every time up to 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. up to 25 it will print. So here see this fifth iteration, the value 5 will not print, because continue statement it will takes the value of next, it goes to the next iteration, it takes the value and it will goes to the next iteration value. So here when the continue statement is encountered inside the loop, at that time it takes the next value, next iteration, it goes to the next iteration value and skip the current statement inside the loop. Here continue statement is encountered, so it skipped the current iteration statement and it goes to the next iteration value. Here next iteration value is 6, so it proceed from 6. The fifth one, here it jump to the sixth value, from fifth iteration it jump to the sixth iteration. Now we are going to see about the go to statement. See, the go to statement, the syntax is, syntax for the go to statement. Here go to, after that label name. Here some set of statement, label name. Here after the label name some set of statements. See, once the go to statement, here it triggered, at that time the controller will move to the corresponding label name, and under the label name, if the statement, what are the statement were there, that statement will be executed. So this go to statement, it is otherwise it is known as the unconditional jump. See, now let us see simple example about this go to statement. Here I am declaring a variable, that is I. See, totally here in this part I have declared the header file, after that void main, before here the command line. Here I am this program is used to illustrate go to statement. Here I have declared the variable I. Now in this part I am going, next step I am going to initialize this I value. I value I am initializing to 0. Otherwise directly from here itself we can give I is equal to, when we declaring the variable, at that time we can initialize the value also, integer I is equal to 0. Here in this part I am telling to print the value of I slash n percentage of d, here next I. This is integer data type, so I am using percentage d. What data type this one? Integer data type, so percentage d. Next here after printing the I value, here at the next step I am checking the condition. By using the if condition, I am checking the I value. Suppose if the I value is lesser than or equal to 10, then I am telling to increment the I value, and here I am using the go to statement. See this go to statement. Go to. Next, what is the syntax of the go to statement? Very first the keyword go to. After that we should mention the label name. See label name, we can mention any name. See here for example I am using the label name as, let us keep it as X. See label name X. Here label name we can give any name. I am using the name X. Next, here I am closing this if condition. Here for each and every time when the controller comes in this step, the controller will go to the label X. Here I am going to mentioning the label name. Suppose I am mentioning the label here X. For each and every time the controller will come here. If this if condition satisfy, the controller will come here and again it will execute each and every statement after the label X. See here I am closing the void main. This is the brace, open brace for void main. This is the closing brace. And same here for the if condition, open brace and close brace. Here the value will be printed up to how much? 10. Here we haven't used any loop. Without using the loop, by help of this go to X statement, we are going to print the number. Here in the condition I had given up to 10. So from 0 to 10 the value will be printed. See, let us see how it works. Here at very first step I am declaring the variable and initializing that variable to 0. Next step here printf /n percentage of I. That is, what is the value of I? I value is 0. /n means next line by line this I value will be printed. So here at the next line the value of I will be printed, that is 0. After that here in this I am checking the condition. If I is lesser than 10, then inside this condition I am telling to increment the I value by 1 and go to the statement, the label X. So here this condition is true because now I value is 0. So here it come inside. Now I value will be incremented to 0. This is increment operator. Previous value plus 1. That is previous value is 0. 0 plus 1. Now I value is 1. After the incrementing the I value, here I am telling to go to X label. So here for each and every time if come inside the if condition, this go to statement will move the controller to here, that is X. The controller will jump to the label X. Here after incrementing the value to 1, now controller will come here. Here in the statement go to X. So it jump to the X, the label where the X is there, the controller will jump and it will goes there. Here again it will come inside. Here I am telling to print the I value. Now what is the value of I? Here I had incremented the I to 1. Now value is 1. It will print in the next line. For each and every time here I am using /n, so it will print 1 by 1. Next I value is 1. Again it will check the condition, 1 is lesser than or equal to 10. Now this one is true. So here I value will be incremented to 2. Again it will go to the X label. Here it will comes here. After coming here it will print the value of I. Now value of I is 2. Next again here it check the condition, 2 is lesser than or equal to 10, condition true. Again the 2 will be I will be incremented to how much? 1. That is previous value plus 1. Previous value of I is 2. 2 plus 1 3. Now current value of I is 3. Again it will go to X. Here it will jump here and next I am from after this label, this set of statements will be repeated again and again. Here it will print the value of I, that is 3. Next it will check the condition, I will be incremented, again it will go to x. In the very first step I am telling to print the value 4. In similar way, the go to x, this x label will be repeated until this condition is I value is lesser than or equal to 10. So here the value will be printed like this: 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Once the value is 10, I is equal to 10, again it will go inside. Here I value will be incremented to how much? 11. Here go to x, so it will come to the label here and it will print the 11, and it will check here. Now value of I is 11. 11 is not lesser than 10 because it is greater than 10, so this condition is false. If condition is false, if this if condition is true, then the go to statement is where? That is inside this if condition. So here this if condition is false, so it terminates, it come outside of this if condition. So here this go to statement it won't execute because it is inside the if condition. Here this condition is false, so it come outside of the if condition, then it will terminate the if condition, it will come outside. So the value will be printed from 0 to 11. Suppose if you are giving lesser than 10, I is checking the condition, I is lesser than 10, it will print the value up to 10. It will check the condition up to 9. Once it is 9, the value will be incremented to 10. Here the 10 value 10 will be printed. After here this condition is false, when it is 10, they will come outside. So if you need to print the value from 0 to 10, here you should use the condition lesser than 10. If you use lesser than or equal to 10, when it is 10, that time also they will be incremented and it will go to x and it will print the next value of the I value, that is after the 10, the 11 will be printed. So this program is used to print the value from 0 to 10. So here you should use lesser than 10. So in this way this go to x statement works. Let us see another example. See here, in this example we are going to sum the series of even numbers. See, for example, if I need to find the even numbers in the range 1 to 10, in between 1 to 10, what are the even numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These are the even numbers. Suppose if you want to add the even numbers between the range 1 to 10, here in the program it should ask how many numbers, it should ask the maximum series number it should ask. Suppose if you are giving 10, within this 10 the even number should be added and the result should be printed. Suppose if you are giving 50, within the 50 what are the even numbers? That even numbers it should be added and the result should be displayed. This is the program. Here we are going to use the go to statement. By help of this go to statement we are going to find the even numbers between series. Here say this is the program. Here first this program it is used to illustrate the go to statement. Here I am closing. We are going to sum the even numbers. In series. This is the program. Here very first header file. Next this is void main. Here I am opening the brace. Here declaring this is void main function. Next open brace. Here I am declaring the variable integer. Very first I. Next here sum. let us declare here itself, initialize value here itself. First I is equal to 0, second sum value is equal to 0, and next maximum range, we need to get the maximum number. So here I am using this variable num. Maximum range value will be stored in num. Here next printf enter the maximum range number or enter the number. Here scanf, here I am getting the input value, that is to the ampersand of num. This value whatever you give in the input in the keyboard, that will be stored in num in this step. This is scanf function. Next here I am, for each and every time I am checking the condition. If I value is lesser than, that is I have initialized to 0, from 0 to up to no, I value is lesser than or equal to num. If this condition is satisfied, I value is lesser than num, then or equal to num means here I am telling to sum the value. Which value? Sum is equal to sum plus I value. Here the I value should be even number. So the 0, it is starting initialized value is 0. So here I am incrementing the I value to I plus 2. That means for each and every iteration, first 0 will come, after that 0 plus 2, 2. First 0 will come, after 0 plus 2, 2. Next currently I value is 2, now 2 plus 2, 4. Now currently I value is 4, 4 plus 2, 6. So in this way the even numbers will be generated. So here I am incrementing the I value with plus 2. Next here I am close here, this is the main thing. Here I am using the go to statement. By help of the go to statement, here I am giving the label, that is x. That means here the label is x. Here I am saying the x and is 2. Here next close the if condition. After here I am printing the result, that is printf. Here sum of, that is even numbers, is equal to percentage of d comma next here the sum, that is value inside the sum will print here. After get ch, here I am closing the main. See here this is main and this one if condition. Here I am using the go to x, that is go to statement. If this condition satisfies, then it will, the controller will go to x again and again. See, now let us see the output here. This is the output. At very first when we are executing this program, here it will, the I value will be initialized to 0 and sum is equal to 0. Here our next step, enter the number. Here suppose it will ask enter the number. Here if you are giving 10, or here let us take it, okay, if you are giving 10, that 10 will be stored in where? In num. The variable num it will be stored. For each and next it will come inside, it will check. First value is I is equal to 0, I is lesser than 10, this condition is true. So here sum will be, sum is equal to sum plus I, this is the formula. Here sum is equal to 0 plus, at very first value I is 0, so 0 plus 0, now currently sum is 0. Here I value will be incremented to how much? Now I value is 2. Next it will go to x, that means it will come to the label here, where it will search the label, where the label will jump here. Next again it will check the condition. Now value of I is 2, so here I is lesser than or equal to num, this condition true, because num value is how much? 10, 2 is lesser than 10. So here again the sum will be, it will be added, sum is equal to sum plus I, that is sum is equal to, now currently I value is 2, that is 0 plus 2, that is equal to 2. Now currently sum value is 2. Again I will be incremented. Now I value is 2. 2 plus 2 is equal to, now currently I value is 4, and again it will go to x. Here it will check the condition, this is true. So here sum is equal to sum plus I, that is now currently value of sum is equal to 2 plus now I value is 4, that is equal to 6. Now again I value will be incremented to 6. After that it will repeat this process same. Now currently value of sum is 6. Next here 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. In same way, after when I is equal to 8, at that time here now currently sum value is 12. 12 plus 8 is equal to 20. After I value will be incremented to 10. Now when I is equal to 10, now current value of sum is equal to 20 plus 10, that is equal to 30. Finally the answer, the result will be displayed here, that is the sum of the even numbers, that is equal to how much? It will print it as 30. So go to x statement will be repeated up to 5 times. For each and every time here I is incrementing by 2, that is here first time, second time, third time, fourth time, up to 5 times this go to statement will be executed. For each and every time the value will be incremented by 2, and that 2 value will be added with the sum, that is the sum variable. So in this way we can find the sum of the even numbers.